doing all this is going to make your vehicle last so much longer. If you don't do this, that's how you run into issues quick. It's just you not knowing how to properly brake in the car, you know what I'm saying? Some vehicles are lemons, but if you go through this whole process, you heighten your chances of having a car with some longevity. Yo, so a lot of y'all get new cars and you waste no time in f***ing them up. I'm about to show y'all how not to do that. So a lot of people, they'll get a new car, right? Like a brand new car, brand new Dodge Charger, Hellcat, Challenger, any car, doesn't matter the brand. They get the brand new car and right away, they want to just go out and smash on the gas and see what it got and just drive it however they want, right? Not knowing that there's actually a proper way to break in a brand new vehicle. You know, you got to break in the engine, you got to break in the brakes, you got to break in the clutch if you get a manual vehicle. You got to break it all in. You can't just hop in and just think that you're gonna go and start, you know, doing whatever you want. There's a process and a way to go about doing it. And the easiest way to know how to do that is you just go right in the owner's manual. Go in your glove box, pull out whatever you got. Boom, here it is. And I'm gonna let you guys know just little things maybe outside of what's in the owner's manual as well. But this is the first thing that everybody should do, because most people, they don't ever even go in this. And I don't know, some dealers might not even tell you. My dealer, the person who sold me this car, actually showed me, you know, some stuff. He used to drive for BMW, so, you know, he had some little tips and tricks that he let me in on that I'm gonna let you guys in on as well. But first things first, I wanna go in here and see what the owner's manual says, because that's what you should always do first. There's different things you got to do with different manufacturers. So one car manufacturer might be a 500-mile break-in period, and another one might be 1,000-mile break-in period. Another one might be 2,000-mile break-in period. So each manufacturer is different, and that goes for the oil, that goes for a lot of different things. So first things first, we're gonna go up in here, see what this says, and then I'm gonna let you guys know all the things that weren't in there that you might need to know as well. If you guys want to, you know, find it quicker, you just go in the little, you know, the table of contents. And as you can see right here, for the engine braking recommendations for the 6.2 and the 6.4, 167. So let's head over to 167. Boom. Engine break-in recommendations. And I'm not sure if this is going to tell us about the brakes as well, but the brakes, you have to break in too. It's not just the engine, you know, you can't just go and start mashing on the brakes. Take it easy on the brakes, you know, sometimes you might need to give it a little tap. There's different ways of doing it for different vehicles. So we'll go in here and see if it says anything about the brakes as well. Just know that for the first 500 to 1,000 miles, you don't want to go crazy on the brakes because you need to break those in as well. So what it says here is the following tips will be helpful in obtaining optimum performance and maximum durability for your new vehicle. Despite modern technology and world-class manufacturing methods, the moving parts of the vehicle must still wear in with each other. This wearing in occurs mainly during the first 500 miles and continues through the first oil change interval. It is recommended for the operator to observe the following driving behaviors during the new vehicle break-in period. So this vehicle here is a 500-mile break-in period from what I'm reading, but it says and continues through the first oil change. So wearing in occurs mainly during the first 500 miles, so it doesn't stop at 500 miles. And we'll see what the first oil change is recommended. For me, I didn't change mine until 4,000. I just let it go all the way through just because I want that initial oil just to cycle through. I didn't feel like there was a need to instantly change it. I'm not sure if this car has specific oil, special oil, because some cars, they put in special oil that, you know, for brand new vehicles that needs to circulate through the whole engine and all the parts to lubricate. I'm not sure if that's how it is for this specific vehicle. I don't think so, but you want to make sure on your vehicle if that's the case, because if that is the case and you change that oil out too soon, that's not going to be good. So I just let the oil go all the way through the regular cycle before I changed it. Some people get it changed 500 miles, 1,000 miles. They do it 500 and 1,000, and I didn't feel the need to do that. But if you do, and as long as you feel like it's safe, make sure you do all the research. That's on you. So what it says here, 0 to 100 miles, do not allow the engine to operate and idle for an extended period of time. Now that's a big thing we always talk about. These cars especially, you don't want to let idle for a long period of time. It contributes to Hemi tick, and it's just not overall good for the engine. So doing all this is going to make your vehicle last so much longer. If you don't do this, that's how you run into issues quick. People go out and they just mash on their cars and, you know, treat them like shit from the jump, and then they run into issues quickly, and they're like, why am I having so many issues? They blame it on the car, when really it's just you not knowing how to properly brake in the car. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's just lemons, you know, some vehicles are lemons, but if you go through this whole process, you heighten your chances of having a car with some longevity. So let's go through it. Depress the acceleration pedal slowly and not more than halfway to avoid rapid acceleration. Avoid aggressive braking, that goes for the brakes. Drive with the engine speed less than 3,500 RPM. Maintain vehicle speed below 55 miles per hour and observe local speed limits. I didn't do that. I didn't drive below 55 miles per hour. You ain't gonna catch me on the freeway going 55 miles an hour. If you ask me, you could go 65. That's up to you if you wanna drive your first 100 miles 55 miles per hour. I didn't do that, but you know, like I said, that's on you. 100 to 300 miles. Depress the accelerator pedal slowly and more than halfway to avoid rapid acceleration in lower gears, first through third. Avoid aggressive braking. Drive with the engine speed less than 5,000 RPM. Maintain vehicle speed below 70 miles per hour and observe local speed limits. Okay, so that you could go the actual speed limit now. 300 to 500 miles. Exercise full engine RPM range, shifting manually at high RPM when possible. Do not perform sustained operation with the accelerator pedal at wide open throttle. Maintain vehicle speed below 85 miles per hour and observe local speed limits. So you can hit them 80s now, man. Once you get to 300 to 500, that's what they're saying here. For the first 1,500 miles, do not participate in track events, sport driving school, or similar activities during the first 1,500 miles. So basically what that's telling me, and let's see this note, check your engine oil every refueling and add if necessary. Oil and fuel consumption may be higher through the first oil change interval. Running the engine with an oil level below the add mark can cause severe engine damage. So basically what that's telling me is the actual break-in period is the first 1,500 miles. That's what I'm taking from that. If they don't want you using this vehicle to its full abilities, then that means it's still breaking in. So 1,500 miles, and I could attest to that because I was actually on a canyon run a little bit after 1,000 miles. It was a little bit after 1,000 miles. Like I said, I went 1,000 miles for my break-in period before I really started going crazy with it. And when I was on that canyon run, you know, I was loving it. The car was feeling good, and then all of a sudden I just felt a difference. Like the car just opened up. It felt lighter. It felt like it was like just responding so much better. It felt more powerful. And at that point I was like, oh damn, like maybe, you know, it's officially broken in now. And I literally felt a difference. So I don't know if that was just me or if you guys have experienced anything like that, but it was around after the 1,000 mile mark. So that's just my experience with it. So that's what it says in the owner's manual. Another thing that I'll let you guys know, actually we could go head out right now and I'll show you guys, I'll give you guys an actual visual example of what my dealer told me to do. And I've heard it a lot of different times as well, and something they don't tell you in the owner's manual. And like, I know you guys just like to see this car in action, so let's go and do this visual example and let me let you guys know some inside information, some little tips that you might not know, or a lot of you guys may know this stuff, but if you're watching this video you probably don't know. First things first, you know, we can't start the car from the inside. How we gonna do that? Especially when we got a nice wash on the car. Let's just go around and appreciate how the car is clean. You know, we gotta take the time to appreciate the little things, right? The nice cleanness. And it might not be here for too much longer. I am talking to a few people that seem pretty serious about buying it. It was great while it lasted. Let's fire this thing up. Alright, so first things first, what I do want to say, what I didn't say before, and this is something that everyone really should pretty much know. When you first start your car, and this doesn't just go for when you first get it, but especially when you first get a brand new vehicle, you want to let it warm up. So the first like 30 seconds or so, you know, just let the thing warm up, and you'll know when it's ready to go, because you see when it first started, the RPMs were above the 1000 RPMs. It was like 1500 RPMs, but now it dropped below the 1. That's how you know that it's pretty much warmed up and ready to go. You know, you want to let the oils and all the fluids go through all the internals and, you know, do what they need to do to get started. You don't want to just go out dry and start driving, you know. Let everything circulate before you start going. Another thing, what I like to do, what I explained before in a video, is I don't just start the engine up right away. So let me just stop it real quick. I don't like to start it and stop it like that, but for you guys, I'll make an exception. So when I first get in the car, I don't just press the brake and start the engine. What I like to do is, boom, press run. And when you start it with the keys, it automatically does this. And watch, we'll turn it off again. I like to put it in run, and you can hear things are just getting going, you know? The computer's turning on. Basically, you're letting the car know, I'm about to turn your ass on.
What? What's all that about?
And if you hit this twice, you'll hear a little, like, you know, there's a little something going on before it actually starts. So that's another little tip for you guys, just in case. I know a lot of people, they'll just come in and fire it up. Let the engine know you're about to turn it on.
Oh, what the hell?
Let the car and all the internals, the computer, let it know that you're about to turn it on.
Oh. What?
Cars don't like being surprised.
What the f you doing that for, man? You f***ing stupid or what?
Alright. So y'all get 2 startups. You get the outside and the inside startup today. And see, look, I can show you this again as well. Starts a little high. And you can see it gradually goes lower. Once you hear the engine mellow out, then you know we're ready to go. We're pretty much good to go. Alright, so one thing, I don't know if it says it so clearly in the owner's manual, but one thing you want to do when you first get your car is, like, you don't want to drive it at the same speed. You want to go up and down, you know, let the RPMs go up a little, let them come back down. You want to go up in the speed, go down in the speed. You know, you don't want to just keep driving at the same speed, because your engine isn't going to get broken in properly. You want to let the engine go through its gears. And of course they said don't let it go above 3,000 in the first 100 miles, I believe it was. And I ain't going to get technical and act like I know exactly why you need to do that, but obviously it's for a specific reason in breaking in the engine. If you don't believe me, you could look around, look online, you know, I'm sure you'll find it somewhere. Basically, that's what you want to do. And then after you get to a certain point, you can start using the paddle shifters or whatever, if you want to take it to the next level, I guess. And you just, you know, take it up, let it come back down. This is what my dealer told me, and he used to drive for BMW. He used to do a bunch of stuff with cars. Like, he seemed like he knew his stuff. So, I mean, I trust what he said. And then obviously I've seen it, heard about it through other sources as well. So that's basically what you guys need to do, you know, to properly break in your vehicle. Basically, it's all in the driver's manual for you. But that is one thing that I didn't really see said too clearly in there. You don't got to do it 100% of the time, but just make sure you're not just at one specific speed the whole time, because that's not going to be good for the engine. That's not really going to be breaking it in how you're supposed to. Doing all those things is going to allow the engine to break in properly, and in turn you increase your chances of adding some longevity to your vehicle. So that's pretty much how you break in your vehicle and avoid having, you know, early issues with the car or issues down the road. Let me know if I missed anything down below in the comments. Basically, just read your owner's manual. Whatever car you have, read the owner's manual. Make sure you let your car warm up. Take your car through the gears. Don't keep it at one specific speed the whole time. If you follow all those steps, you should have a car that'll last you a good amount of time, unless you just get unlucky and you got a lemon. But hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. Other than that, that's pretty much going to do it. All links are down below in the description if you guys are interested in anything. If you enjoy the content, if you found it helpful, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much. Until the next time, I'm going to see you guys soon. Your boy Louie checking out. Salute.